Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Nobody Asked My Opinion podcast. I'm your host, Siobhan, or as usual, nobody asked my opinion, but I damn sure I'm going to give it anyway. Before I get started, guys, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you and you do. All right, guys, what am I talking about today? I'm talking about Bethenny Frankel, one of my favorite topics, because I'm a fan of Bethenny Frankel, whether you like her or not. I love her, and I'm still going to talk about her. But what am I talking about? I'm kind of like offsetting over her appearance in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit show that was in Miami, and I already did an episode about this. I said she killed it, she slayed. I don't know what the hell anybody says. So of course, you know, as a woman of a certain age, you're going to have other women come for us. We can never all get along. We can never just congratulate each other. You know, getting old is not easy, guys, and if you have the means to do it gracefully, good for you. If you have but you can't, if you don't, understood, but you also can't hate on women who do or who actually apply. You know, it feels like there's more support for supporting people who are overweight in certain categories than it is for supporting people who are trying to stay fit. I know that sounds crazy. That's just my 2 cents, but it feels like some of what she's being attacked for is her body type. And I don't know if I feel like if Bethenny were maybe thicker, people would leave her alone. I don't know. Or her age. Like, again, a lot of this is ageist too. I cannot stand it. You know, you turn 40, guys, and all of a sudden you don't become the crypt keeper, okay? And women now, like I said before, we have a lot more ability to keep looking a certain type of way for longer. This isn't the bad facelift of the 80s. I mean, hell, look at Kris Jenner. I mean, that woman, I truly feel like she's a vampire at this point, because you can keep giving me every plastic surgeon's name and every procedure he's doing, but I'm like, girl, you look like, she looks younger. She literally looks younger than with Courtney. She looks younger than Courtney at this point. It's craziness to me. I mean, you know, but good for you. But if plastic surgery, if whatever doing it to make yourself feel good makes you feel good, good for you. If working out makes you feel good, good for you. That is, I fully support whatever. This world is so freaking awful now. So whatever we can do to make ourselves feel better about ourselves, no matter what it is. If you want to get your eyes done, your nose done, I don't care. If it makes you feel good, doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. That's my 2 cents. But going back to Bethenny Frankel, of course, why am I not surprised? So they had to discuss her on The View, my least favorite show, and the one I keep campaigning to get canceled. What were they talking about on The View? Well, they were all actually congratulating Bethenny. Now, Bethenny's been on The View a few times. They were all congratulating her, particularly like Whoopi was like, you know, she killed it, she slayed it, she opened the door, that the conversation can happen, that women of a certain age can still be and look a certain way, that we can still wear a bikini, that we can still do what we need to do. So they're all congratulating her. Why am I not surprised? Miserable Joy Behar has to chime in and say, yeah, whatever, but her breasts are fake. So of course Bethenny Frankel responded and said basically her breasts were not fake. Although I'm going to do a little side of that. She said she had a good lift like 20 years ago, which a good lift can do that. Okay. I'm going to leave that one to the side, but of course she responded, and she responded in a nice way, and basically saying, in sort of a nice way, as nice I think Bethenny Frankel can be, saying that Joy Behar is just a miserable woman. And of course it's women like this why we all compete against each other. And why do you have to be so miserable? Why can't we just support each other? So my question to you guys is who's right in this situation? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the cattiness of that we can do to each other. I love it in a certain scope of stuff. But when it's in a moment, right? Bethenny Frankel, again, like I said, even people who hate her. I saw one of my videos I did on this, and even people who hate her gave that woman her props. There are certain times, guys, where someone's having a moment and you just got to stand back, whether you like them, you support them or not, and just be like, that's your moment. All right. You can 2-finger clap, whatever you want to do, but you can't hate on them and take their shine. And I feel like that's what Joy Behar was doing, who already seems like a miserable individual as it is. I mean, it goes beyond catty and sarcastic to you're just a hater at this point. Like, you're drinking haterade for breakfast every day, Joy, with your Splenda. Like, calm down. I I don't know, guys. It's like, it's so hard because, again, like I said, as we age, we have to go against time, men, kids. Everybody has something to say. And the worst thing is when we actually attack each other and are not self-supportive. Again, like I said, I was a huge fan of Joan Rivers because I loved her brutal honesty. People may not want to hear it, but of course she was brutally honest. And there was a point where she crossed the line. It would go over from being funny to just being mean and the cattiness. There is a line, guys, and I feel like Joy Behar definitely crossed that because, like I said, I believe Bethenny Frankel was in the moment, having a moment. I think she opened the door and changed things because people, she not only did she self-admit, obviously she's like, I had a glam team. She's very honest of what she does to stay this way. She showed she had someone giving her an IV drip, and if you've ever had one, you know what I mean? They do them in Vegas, like if you're hungover. But a lot of people do them for health too. I myself do them. An IV drip, they call them a banana bag or whatever. They have B12 in them and all these great things to hydrate you because none of us drink enough water. But she showed she had like one of the biggest, like I guess one of the home nurses in the area following her because she tagged her in her video, like following her right to the show. She had an IV in. Guys, there's a lot, and she showed there's a lot of things that go in. She said that. She goes, I didn't wake up looking like that and walking down the runway. She's like, we had a glam team. She's like, every woman had a glam team, whether you were 20, 30, 40, 50. And she's like, we didn't look like that 2 hours ago, right? She's like, it takes a lot of work. So she's honest about how it's not just a journey of we woke up like this. It's not. I always say that. It's like, I wish, I don't remember, like I'll roll out of the house myself, for like a Starbucks run or a Dunkin' run. And I will leave the house sometimes looking a mess. I don't care if it's early enough, looking a mess. You put the cap on, and ladies, you know what I'm talking about. You put the cap on, you're like because especially as you get older, you stop caring. When I was in my 20s, I never would have left the house without being made up and looking and making sure my clothes looked a certain type of way. And that's terrible because I wasn't doing it for me. I was doing it I didn't want to hear the opinions of others. Now I don't care. So if y'all see me out there, God knows what I may roll out in. I mean, sometimes I just don't care. As you get older, you stop caring. That's the best part about getting older, guys. You stop caring about what other people think, do, and how they judge you because you realize it's not going to change. It's always going to be something. It's always going to be something. So for the Bethenny Frankel situation, I give her a full glow up. So far as the Joy Behar situation, Joy, you're a damn hater because there's no way you're going to sit there going on TV without your glam squad as well. So instead of making comments whether her boobs are fake or not, and the worst thing about that comment that she made is that she didn't know if Bethenny Frankel had like a lot of women now who may have had breast work done, you don't know if they're cancer survivors. You don't know what's going on. So before you're just like her boobs are fake, maybe you pause and just think there may be a secondary to that. And that's not what so far as Bethenny Frankel, but it's just the fact that she even said it, and she said it that way. Oh, her boobs are fake. Okay. So women who have beat breast cancer, a lot of them opt to have implants after they've had to have mastectomies. Not every woman just goes, okay, just take them and we're good with that. So that to me is the biggest shameful part of what Joy Behar said, because not only, and this is, I'm definitely not part of the woke shame, the everybody's bullying me crowd, but that comment particularly, when you don't know where someone's coming from, maybe, don't make the comment. So that's just my 2 cents, guys. But as usual, Joy Behar and The View are going to be as nasty and do what they do. This is what they do. And this, for instance, this is totally on Joy Behar because I felt like the other cast members of The View were supporting Bethenny Frankel. But as usual, this is what they do, which is why I'm like, cancel the damn View, cancel The View, cancel The View. It's just completely toxic at this point. I'll take the angry comments I get at the end. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Joy Behar should apologize publicly to Bethenny for making that comment? I do. Bethenny did respond, and she responded, like I said, she responded in a nicer than I thought she would. But I want to hear what you guys think. Get down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, nobody asked my opinion, but I damn sure I'm going to give it anyway. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.